let me ask you first of all just about your approach to this conference. You're a deals guy. There are so many people here, so many executives. What's your approach when you come here?
Yeah, first, I think it's a real treat to be here because Allen & Company brings together a lot of the people we deal with all year. So really what we try to do is fill up our dance card with as many meetings as we possibly can. And really important things generally come out of this conference. The Verizon deal we did last year really started 2 years ago with Lowell McAdam at a table at the Duck Pond. So, there's a lot of opportunity to have really intimate discussions with people. And this week is really about that. It's about listening and learning to other leaders. And then really for us proactively, we have a set of things that we want to get done is working with those leaders to do that. And Allen & Company for us has been a huge asset. And Nancy Perisman's our banker there. She's the one who really led the Verizon deal for us. So we have very, very deep relationships and a lot of people here that we want to spend time with. So it's a really good use of time for a week. And it's a beautiful setting, so it's a win-win.
I imagine when you're by the Duck Pond, when you're in the lodge, there are people who are asking you about the Yahoo deal. What's the state of play there? Where do things stand now?
Yeah, we really can't comment on that. And as we've said as a company and internally we talk about this a lot also, is our focus has to be on AOL. And we have really a clear set of 2020 goals we developed with Verizon, which is getting to 2 billion consumers overall. So we're pretty much in the process of building our strategic plan that really doesn't include Yahoo, that we have to be able to operate on our own to that degree in our industry. So I think from our focus standpoint, we're really laser focused on delivering the value from the Verizon deal and then expanding to be one of the largest platforms in the world. And I would say anything having to do with Yahoo, that's their process, their decision making. And Yahoo's a big, strong company. They'll make their way. And from our standpoint, we're just focused on getting into 2020 and trying to have a meaningful impact in the industry.
So do you have any sense of timetable right now? Just lastly on Yahoo.
I would just say that from the standpoint of anything having to do with the Yahoo deal, the best thing would be to talk to the Yahoo people about it. And from where we sit, we have a full dance card this summer of stuff that we're doing. So it's up to Yahoo, whatever they're going to do. We have our mission and our focus, so we're going to take those steps we have to take.
Your bosses have referred to you as a secret weapon when it comes to deals, like the Yahoo deal. What is your particular gift? What do you like about making deals?
I think the biggest thing, actually, if you go through, I think we're known as a company that's really taken a lot of risk and a lot of chances. We have an exceptional management team. I think the people at AOL are very good at both operating media, technology, advertising businesses, and I think we're very good at relationships. I mean, we're one of the only companies got relationships with every major platform in the world. So I think we get looked at as more of a deal team. But if you look at our results, we bought the Huffington Post when it had 20 million users. We've taken it to 220 million users overall. So we're really good at finding assets, at growing assets, and really we've become a fairly large player. 700 million consumers, use our services every month right now. That's up from a couple hundred million, 5 years ago. So, you can categorize us, but I'd categorize us as a real media technology platform company, and we're good at it.
Your background is in digital advertising. You bring up the Huffington Post, a content property. Are we seeing a shift here from a focus on the ad side of things to content? Is content something you think we'll be talking about here at the conference this week?
Oh, sure. We were talking a little about what happened in Cannes this year in France, and basically I think one thing that's really nice to see is that we've been heavy investors in content for the last 5 or 6 years, even when it wasn't popular, and I think content is the great differentiator. It really helps people not have their businesses get commoditized. And if you look at what happened in France, and I'm guessing what's going to happen this week here, you're going to see a lot of the Silicon Valley players are in their first inning of investing in content, and content and creativity is going to really end up being the future differentiator for all these platforms. So I think we're at the early stages of the content era when it comes to mobile and online, and I'm excited about it. I think that's the right place for the industry to be. It's the right place for us to be, and I think you'll see more and more deals over the next 3 or 5 years come out of here that will surprise people.
We have these seismic shifts, certainly in television, to internet-based consumption of TV material. How do you focus on monetizing that? How do you think that transition is going to go?
Yeah, I think there's a few things that are really important happening in that land right now. I think one is you're starting to see people like the NFL start to bring their content online, which will help drive more eyeballs and more advertisers will be interested. I think the second thing is you haven't seen it at scale yet, but when you look at things like virtual reality and augmented reality, we just bought a company called Riot, which is working with the Huffington Post and the rest of our brands. When you see how that content is going to get brought to life, consumers are going to love it, but also advertisers are going going to love it. And the ad business is a $600 billion plus, global business. There's 80 or 90 billion dollars. They're going to switch, really from video, TV to more online things and mobile platforms over time. So, you're at an early stage of another seismic shift the size of the internet that's going to happen around video, and it's going to be even better for consumers and advertisers over time. Might be more expensive for advertisers, but it's going to be better outcomes for everybody.
So last question about advertising. You have Facebook and Google, such big giants in that space. I know you've been looking at ways sort of to get around that, to gain a bigger foothold there. What are they?
Yeah, I think there's, first of all, Google and Facebook are juggernauts at this point. They've done an excellent job operating and executing. It's actually great to be in an industry to have competitors like that. It makes our game better overall. But I would say from our standpoint, we've been really focused on being an open platform. Part of the reason we did the Verizon deal was to make sure that we have a lot of differentiated data. We already have differentiated content. We have 40,000 publisher relationships to bring to the table. So, our standpoint is copying Google and Facebook is not going to get you anywhere because they are very strong in their positions. Our position has to shift, and we want to be the best company in the world at building brands. I think they're very good at social and very good at search, and really our business is about building people's brands through media, through content, and through advertising, and I think that's really our core skill set. It's what our systems are built for, and I think you're going to see us partner with some of the largest companies in the world, and it's an exciting time period because the shift that's happening in TV is starting to fuel the entire media business overall, and people are picking their heads up and saying, hey, where should ads be? What should they look like? How do we innovate against them? How do we make them VR, AR, related? So it's a very exciting time period. I would, again, make an analogy to the beginning of the internet. We're kind of at that type of creation period right now, and our competitive advantage is the fact that we're in content and we're in technology. We're culture and code.